to.
It say take a shower if you like golden showers. I do.
Golden showers, meaning when the guy pees on you, pee on you everywhere. You like it?
I just like it.
You do?
Female fans are starting to speak out more boldly about Young Miami's possible involvement in Diddy's notorious freak-offs. And let me tell you, it's getting real spicy. While the topic of Miami and Diddy's bizarre relationship dynamics has been floating around for a while, the public conversation has intensified now that Diddy's legal issues have become front and center. Ever since the trial kicked off, more shocking allegations have come to light, and things have only gotten messier for Young Miami. First, there's the golden showers incident, something many dismissed as an odd rumor at first. But newly surfaced details have revealed that those situations were far more graphic and disturbing than initially believed, and that's just scratching the surface. The streets are buzzing with rumors that some of Diddy's private parties were so extreme, so out of control, that Young Miami allegedly sustained physical injuries during one of them. It's being said that Diddy had to spend a serious amount of money to patch her up after the incident, a claim that adds another troubling layer to the story. Now, this isn't to say that Young Miami orchestrated any of these events. She may not be the perpetrator, but at this point, the allegations surrounding her presence at these parties aren't exactly flattering. Her involvement, whether voluntary or not, is starting to raise eyebrows and questions. Things got even murkier when a woman known only as Jane Doe came forward in court documents. She alleged that she got pregnant by Diddy, and that Young Miami didn't take the news well at all. In fact, Jane claimed that Miami became so enraged and emotionally unstable that she allegedly physically assaulted her, ultimately causing Jane to lose the baby. That's a heavy accusation, and it has added serious tension to an already explosive situation. People online are now questioning whether Young Miami was just a bystander who got caught up in Diddy's whirlwind, or if she played a bigger role behind the scenes than anyone suspected. Either way, it's clear we haven't heard the last of this drama, and the more that comes out, the more chaotic it becomes. In July of 2022, Jane Doe traveled at defendant Comamise's command to his home in Los Angeles. While in defendant Comamise's bathroom, Jane Doe was compelled to ingest an unknown substance. Jane Doe later learned it was or contained the ketamine and/or other substances, which caused Jane Doe to black out and lose consciousness intermittently. Throughout the night, Jane Doe did not consent to ingesting ketamine and/or other substances. She explained that after passing out from whatever substances she had taken, she later regained consciousness, only to find herself bruised all over. That's when it hit her that something awful must have occurred while she was unconscious. She wrote Commies would make her perform a show for him, and would ply her with alcohol and substances until she passed out. It went in, she would wake up with bruising and injuries, but with no recollection of how she sustained her injuries. This continued. Until July of 2024, the victim further alleged that she became pregnant with Diddy's child, which reportedly triggered Young Miami to react violently toward her, to the point that it allegedly resulted in a miscarriage. The document said, shortly. Thereafter, Jane Doe took a pregnancy test which was positive. The lawsuit against Diddy continues. Jane Doe informed defendant Combs of the positive test. Carisha Brown, lead defendant Combs' associate. Jane Doe repeatedly calling her and telling Jane Doe to have a termination. Jane Doe suffered a miscarriage and did not speak to defendant Combs or his team for approximately 3 months, as I mentioned earlier. There are numerous details tying Young Miami to Diddy's wild parties, including the incident where she allegedly threatened Gina Huyn, one of Diddy's other women, who was reportedly involved in one of those so-called freak-off situations. She said, "If I wanted you to eat, my P. Diddy would have had you on your knees. You would eat her, Gina. You've been down bad ever since I came into the picture. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You've been around as a bee that eat P and D. When he feel like it, you ate her, you the same bee that was crying on Tasha K because you wanted a baby for sushi. And if you think that was the worst of it, think again. There's even more." The trial is now officially underway, and Cassie was among the first to take the witness stand to share her testimony. When she began speaking out against Diddy, the atmosphere reportedly became extremely tense. Unfortunately, unlike the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, this one isn't being broadcast, as cameras are not permitted in the courtroom. That means we can't watch the proceedings in real time. However, journalists who are attending the trial have been providing detailed reports, so we're still getting updates on what's happening inside. During her cross-examination by the prosecution, Cassie revealed some deeply disturbing details, including the claim that Diddy would coerce her into participating in his so-called freak-offs, even during her menstrual cycle. The prosecutor also asked her, "Did you want to be urinated on?" And Cassie replied, "No, I did not want it." The prosecutor then asked her how it felt, and she replied, "It was disgusting. It was too much. No one could think I wanted it." When asked why she choked, and if she wanted Diddy to pee in her myth, she replied, "Too much urine in my myth. I didn't want anyone to urinate on me. It was obvious I didn't want to be on, the ground being urinated on by two men." Things took an unexpected twist when one of the escorts testified that it was actually Cassie who asked him to urinate on her. According to court documents, he stated, "Cassie was the one who requested it. She had just come out of the room and asked me if I'd ever done that before. When I said no, she told me to go ahead and do it." He went on to say that he apparently wasn't doing it correctly, as both Cassie and Diddy stopped him mid-act and instructed him to release small amounts at a time, rather than relieving himself all at once. Considering the level of control Diddy allegedly exerted over Cassie, it's not hard to believe her claims that she was coerced into such acts. If he reportedly forced her to recruit escorts from sites like Craigslist and Backpage, it's reasonable to assume he might have compelled her to make that disturbing request as well. This is also where young Miami re-enters the picture. Not long ago, she openly admitted to enjoying golden showers with Diddy, a detail that only adds more complexity to the entire situation. However, as soon as Diddy was arrested and the details came to light, she quickly changed her story and denied ever being involved in golden showers with him. She said, "I never said he was the one. I did that. With intimacy as a part of life, I'm grown. And maybe I talk about it too much. But everybody's got their personal experiences. Some people get pooped. On some people live life on the edge, some people born AF. I watch a lot of P-girls get peed on. If we grown and we in the house just chilling and want to talk about intimacy, what's wrong with that?" Now, she's also claiming that the whole golden shower story was fabricated and that she only made it up to promote her drinking game. She tweeted, "Do you remember why you fell in love with me?" In response, someone wrote, "When I found out you love getting peed on." To that, Miami replied, "I was just playing ninja. Never got peed on. I did it solely to promote my card game, and it worked exactly as I planned." But that was a clear lie, considering she had previously admitted to enjoying golden showers during an Instagram live session with Saucy Santana, long before she even began promoting her card game.
Games.
Giving me pissy. You giving me pissy stage.
Pee on me.
What pee? Pee on you. Period. Period. Hashtag pee on you. Pee on you. Period. Pee on you. Period.
Shitty
Pee on you. Period. Pee on you. Period.
Any day hoe. I'd rather be pissy than pissy any day hoe. Like I'm
pissy hoe. You rank.
You short.
You rank. When you walk on stage, the pop up that.
All right, buckle up, because this story about young Miami and Diddy is becoming something of an epic saga, full of twists, dark secrets, and jaw-dropping revelations that make even the wildest celebrity scandals look tame in comparison. If I thought the golden showers controversy was as shocking as it gets, think again. The deeper we dig, the more twisted and disturbing the whole picture becomes. Recently, a blind item dropped that pretty much blew the lid off any remaining denials about the golden showers incident. This blind item didn't hold back at all. It boldly claimed, "Isn't it wild how the ex of this producer-turned-rapper who's obsessed with golden showers suddenly acts like she had no part in any of the messy, messed up things he did to people? Is she seriously forgetting all the audio and video evidence with her right there? Can you imagine? This isn't just idle gossip anymore. This is someone hinting that Miami's entire denial is a front, a carefully crafted act to distance herself from the scandal. But the truth is clearly leaking out. And if you think it stops there, you're in for a shock. The streets are buzzing, with rumors that at one of these notorious freak-off parties, Miami actually got hurt, injured badly enough that it was noticeable. Fans started piecing together clues, and soon a photo from 2023 surfaced, showing young Miami with a visible injury on her head. Suddenly, what was once a small rumor began to feel like a confirmed fact. That injury wasn't just an accident or unrelated, but a direct result of one of these wild, chaotic parties. There's even talk that Diddy had to quietly hire a nurse to tend to Miami's wounds, keeping it all hush-hush to avoid any public scandal. The idea that behind the glitz and glam, behind the music and fame, there's a secret underworld of pain and injury is chilling. It paints a very different picture of what those parties really looked like behind closed doors. And then there's Cassie's lawsuit, which brings an even darker layer to this entire saga. Cassie's allegations reveal how Diddy allegedly exerted almost terrifying control over her life. She claimed that Diddy demanded access to her personal medical records, including scans and MRI results, sent directly to his email. Imagine that level of control, knowing everything about someone's health, their vulnerabilities, and using that knowledge as power. Cassie also revealed how after being physically hurt at these freak-off parties, sometimes brutally so, Diddy would leave her injured and then cover up the evidence. She described being hidden away in hotels for days at a time. Also, the bruises and wounds could fade without the public ever knowing what had really happened. It's a chilling picture of abuse, manipulation, and secrecy at the highest level. When you put all of this together, fans can't help but wonder if young Miami's bruises and injuries came from similar abuse. Given that the injuries she sustained were visible and couldn't be easily covered up, it seems likely that she had to come up with excuses fast to avoid suspicion. The thought that she might have been a victim in all this, caught in a nightmare she couldn't escape, is heartbreaking. This entire situation forces us to rethink what we know about power dynamics, abuse, and control in celebrity circles. It's easy to get lost in the gossip and forget there are real people involved, people who might have been hurt, manipulated, or silenced. And the more we learn, the darker the story gets. The fact that Miami once openly admitted during an Instagram Live that she enjoyed golden showers with Diddy, only to later deny it all after his arrest, raises so many questions about what really happened and why she suddenly changed her story. Was it fear? Pressure? Or just damage control to protect her own image? And while Miami might be trying to distance herself from the scandal now, the evidence and rumors paint a very different story. She was reportedly deeply involved and affected, whether physically, emotionally, or both. So where does that leave us? Do you believe Miami and Cassie are victims trapped in a toxic web spun by someone with immense power? Or do you think there might be more complexity here? Hidden motives, misunderstandings, or maybe even people trying to protect themselves in a ruthless industry? How do you feel about all this? Does it change how you see the people involved? Are you shocked or skeptical? Whatever your take, I want to know. Comment below and stay with me for more updates.